Google Earth is a very powerful tool that has allowed us to see all parts of the world up close and personal. From your own home, historical landmarks, or this thing, you can always be sure that there is something interesting or unique to see. So, today, we are going to look into the most disturbing places ever captured on Google Earth. Before we hop in the video, I just wanted to take a moment and say that I hope you're doing well. The weight of what you're going through may feel heavy and almost unmanageable at times, but I'm confident that you'll find the strength to push through. Your resilience in these situations will shine. I wish you the best. If you're also interested, I do have a Discord server that is linked below. I would love for you guys to join it, so make sure to check the description. We have an awesome community over there. We have fun little events like movie nights as well. I would love for you to join it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, enough of my blabbering. Let's hop in today's video. Silent people. If you head to these coordinates, you'll be greeted by a beautiful landscape with trees, a blue sky, fluffy white clouds, and an entire field of humans staring at you? Oh, okay, well, not humans, but a giant field of human-like things staring at you. Honestly, I think I would have preferred the humans. Maybe that's just me. Upon closer inspection, you can see that the figures are held together by wooden frames that have straw hair. Every single post is covered in some type of clothing, all the way from fancy suits to simple casual hoodies. While these figures have been up for multiple years, it might not be for the reason you think. A lot of people assume that these figures are meant to be scarecrows, but that's not the case at all. Also, if they were scarecrows, I'd like to say that it's a little bit excessive. I think you've scared all the crows, considering how many scarecrows would be in that field. The figures themselves, though, are a part of an art installation by Riho Kella. The installation is dubbed Silent People, or Quiet People, as seen on Google Earth. This piece was initially set up back in 1988, but has changed locations a few times. So far, the location you see now has been its home since 1994, so I'm going to assume that this piece has found its forever home. People have asked Kella in the past what the piece symbolizes or means, but he refuses to say anything about it. A popular theory about the figures is that, quote, they represent those killed during a brutal battle that took place nearby during the Winter War of 1939 to 1940 between Finland and Soviet Russia, reported Atlas Obscura. While art is obviously very subjective, I'm curious what your thoughts are about this installment. What meaning do you gather from the piece? I'd love to know in the comments below. SS Jassim. If you type these coordinates into Google Earth, you'll be shocked to discover that nothing is there. Well, that was anticlimactic, I know, but allow me to explain. Those coordinates actually show the now sunken ship SS Jassim. The ship was a Bolivian cargo ferry that accidentally ran aground. It would then sink on the Wingate Reef off the coast of Sudan in 2003. The ship is 265 feet long, or 81 meters. It once was one of the largest shipwrecks that could be visible on Google Earth. A forum post from 2004 states that the Sudanese legal system is trying to determine blame for the sinking of the ship. Since I haven't seen any news about who did the sinking, I'm going to assume that they either just gave up or didn't find their guy. Since the boat has now sunken into the ocean, you can't exactly see it on the browser version, but you absolutely still can take a look. If you download the desktop version of Google Earth, you can actually jump around the years and see the slow yet inevitable descent into the ocean. I have a huge fear of deep waters and just ocean stuff in general, so I felt pretty icky watching it just go downward into nothing. Fascinating, but my goodness, I didn't exactly like it. The Backrooms. Yes, you heard me right. There are many Backrooms-esque things that can be found on Google Earth. For example, if you head to these coordinates on Google Earth, you'll be greeted by a room with a bunch of chairs surrounding a lone eyeball. The eyeball is looking upwards. When you see what the eyeball is looking at, you'll notice this giant cylindrical hole that towers exceptionally high. Lights are scattered along the inside of it, leaving this green color. Imagine just flipping through Google Earth and seeing this stuff appear. I think it would have absolutely freaked out. Another example is if you head to these coordinates, you'll be greeted by the very familiar yellow dingy lights of the Backrooms. If you look on the wall, you'll see some words written out that say, "Don't search or you'll sink." Right next to the words is a little floating robot. According to Reddit user Soup3HHH, this robot actually has a lot of significance. They do seem a little uncertain in their answer, so take it with a grain of salt. Pretty late, but that flying thing is part of the Backrooms that keeps track of entities, levels, activity, etc. I don't know, that's what I heard at least. There is also an entire YouTube channel dedicated to the robot that is visible in these images. If it interests you, you can look up Billy Le Robot and watch some videos featuring the little dude. I've got one more Backrooms thing for you and then we can move on. There's just a surplus of this stuff. Do you remember the first level I covered? The one with the eyeball looking upwards? Well, a user happened to find the other side of that hole. If you go to these coordinates, you'll see the usual yellow Backrooms levels. In the center of the room though, this seemingly endless void lies beneath you. It's the same look as the previous one as well, cylindrical hole with lights that emanate a green glow. Overall, it's a very creepy sight. I couldn't imagine accidentally discovering this. I'd also like to make this very clear, all of these Backrooms ones are fake. I don't know if I should mention that, or if I have to. I'm just gonna say it just in case though. The last thing that I want is a bunch of videos posted about me saying that Caden loves spreading misinformation. I love spreading misinformation to my audience. So I guess just watching out for myself, alright? Portal to Hell. Okay, I'd like to say that this has been corrected by Google, but there are still things you can find online about this. For some reason, when you use Google Maps and look around New Baltimore, New York, you will see something I can only describe as trippy. The street literally looks like it's melting, and images are contorted and very stretched. Google, at least to my knowledge, never came forward as to how the bug or glitch happened. They just eventually got around to fixing it in 2016. The thing that is really crazy to me is the fact that this entire town is glitched. It's not just a single image, it's multiple images that look like this, and it goes on for a very long time. A YouTuber that uploaded the glitch had this to say: "It is unknown why this glitch occurs." Glitch is probably not the right choice of word. But it looks like the original pictures the Google car took were ruined, and Google had no interest in fixing the thing. The entire town is glitched, and everything returns to normal if you leave far enough by one of the two opposite sides of the main road. A user by the name of Robbie Luz proposed a theory as to how this glitch might have happened. Let me know what you think in the comments below about it. The lighting conditions in the hamlet probably posed an interesting problem for the cameras. Bright sun from both the sky above and reflected brightly and diffusely from the river down the steep hill on the east, mixed with shadows from the trees and buildings, occluding either the sun or its reflection, or both or neither, alternatively in rapid succession. Meanwhile, the poor camera is trying to balance the exposure while also being jostled by potholes. It's really just a beautiful town, and a camera glitch caused by it being... Nah, just kidding, definitely haunted. Fissure 8. This Google Maps location will reveal a place to you that no longer exists. The area that you're looking at right now would eventually become the site of an active volcano just a few short years after these images were taken. A fissure opened up in 2018 and lava would flow out of there for months at a time. If you're unsure what a fissure is, it's defined as a long, narrow opening or line of breakage made by cracking or splitting, especially in rock or earth. The eruption showed no signs of mercy. It destroyed over 700 homes, and it was estimated that it would cost $800 million in repairs. Of course, thousands of people had to be evacuated from their homes due to the threat of either their home getting destroyed or their lives being in danger. The eruption also released dangerous gases into the air, such as sulfur dioxide. This causes respiratory issues that lead to shortness of breath and heavy coughing. In worst case scenarios, it can even be lethal to humans, in very high concentrations, of course. It has also been shown to contribute to acid rain, so this can lead to many issues within the environment. For example, if a lake gets acidified, this can harm the fish or aquatic life within it due to pH changes in the water. I can go on and on about this, but you should get the point by now. An excess amount of sulfur dioxide isn't exactly good for humans or the environment. Reddit user TigerFur14 was directly impacted by this tragedy. Here is what they had to say about it. For a bit of background info, hundreds of people lost their homes to lava going 15 miles per hour, sometimes more, down the streets. You could see the red glow from the lava in the sky from all over the island. The area now is a solid 10 feet more elevated, so everything was pretty much destroyed. Village of Dolls. When you take to Google Maps and look up Nagoro Village, you'll be greeted by a very odd sight. Instead of a bustling town of people on the sidewalks, you'll notice an abundant amount of humanoid dolls in the village. The dolls aren't just confined to one area though, they can be seen variously up and down the streets. While it may seem a little creepy and unsettling, there is a backstory to all of this. These dolls were created by village resident Tsukimi Ayano. The reason she decided to create these dolls was that after she returned home to Nagoro, the population dropped immensely. This was either due to residents passing away or simply leaving in search of better employment opportunities. Due to the lack of people in the area, she began to notice that there were a lot more animals present. Crows specifically became a problem for her because she couldn't keep her crops. The crows kept messing with it. So, it all started with her making a doll scarecrow that had the likeness of her father. She has now made about 350 dolls that reside in the village. Unusualplaces.org had this to say in an article about the village. The local school is now filled with a dozen dolls patiently waiting for class to begin. Made of straw, the bizarre dolls are dressed in old clothes. Once working in the garden, Tsukimi made the first doll in the likeness of her father, and then she came up with the idea to replace the other family members with similar dolls. 10 years later, her work continues. Every doll is located in the place where she would resemble that person. So, strolling along the village, you will find quite unique monuments, either working in the field, fishing in the river, or simply sitting along the road and staring at you. While a part of this is a little creepy to me, mainly just the uncanny valleyness to it, I also feel kind of sad. This woman is seeing her village lose its population, and she starts populating it with dolls. I just hope that whatever she's doing or wherever she is now, it just makes her feel fulfilled and happy. It seems like she enjoys what she does though, so that makes me happy. While some of these places may be disturbing, one thing that we know for certain is that there is a lot left undiscovered. If you feel like I missed something, let me know in the comments below. Before we hop in the end segment though, I would like to thank my Tormented Knights and my Knighted patrons. For my Tormented Knights, I have Andrea, EB Agent J, James, JB Funk, Mowski, Nee, and Shyla. And for my Knighted patrons, I have Aiden, Cherisy, Emma, Envy, Lila, Lucas, Naomi, Nixie, Renee, and Timo. Thank you guys so much for your support. It honestly means so much to me. Thank you all. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, why not like and subscribe? It definitely helps me out. If you didn't though, why not dislike and let me know what I can improve on for next time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on the next one.